It was 2:14 a.m. when my phone buzzed. I didn't check it right away. I was half asleep, staring at the ceiling in the dark. My apartment was quiet, too quiet, except for the sound of the refrigerator humming in the kitchen. I reached over and flipped my phone screen. Incoming call. It was her name, her photo. But she's been dead for 6 weeks. I sat upright so fast I nearly dropped the phone. My hands started shaking. I stared at the screen like it would change. Maybe it was a prank. Some scammer using her number. But it was her contact. Same number. Same old photo of her smiling on the beach in 2017. The phone kept ringing. I didn't answer. I just let it ring until it stopped. No voicemail. No second call. I stayed up the rest of the night, clutching my phone like it was a lifeline. When the sun came up, I checked the call log. There it was. Incoming call, 2:14 a.m., 1 minute 4 seconds. I never answered. But the phone said I did. The log said I was on that call for over a minute. I told myself it was a glitch. Maybe the system just logged it wrong. Maybe the call connected for a moment before it rang out. That happens, right? But I couldn't shake the feeling. Something wasn't right. Around 9 a.m., I called the number back. It didn't ring. It didn't disconnect. It just picked up. There was silence on the other end. Then, I heard breathing. Light. Ragged. Like someone had been crying. And then I heard a voice, soft, cracked, familiar. You left me down there. I dropped the phone. I didn't know what to do. I hadn't told anyone about what really happened the night she died. Not even the cops. They thought it was an accident. A fall. No signs of foul play. No trauma. Just gone. But I knew better. 6 weeks ago, we were both in that house, our childhood home. She wanted to go into the basement, looking for old photo albums, some stuff from our mom. I told her no. That basement gave me the creeps, even as a kid. But she laughed it off. The power had gone out earlier that night. We used candles. She went down first. I followed a minute later, and I saw something. There was movement behind her. Not her shadow, something else. Tall. Thin. It looked human, but it moved wrong. It felt wrong. It stood at the far end of the basement, just outside the candlelight. I froze. She turned around and looked at me. Then she screamed. The lights flickered on, just for a second, and she was gone. No scream. No footsteps. Just gone. I found her phone on the concrete, but not her. The cops searched the house, the yard, the nearby woods. Nothing. Eventually, they called it a disappearance. I called it something else. And last night, after the call, I drove back. I don't know what I was hoping to find. Closure? A sign? Her? I pulled up in front of the old house at 1 a.m. The front door was still locked, just like I left it. But when I stepped inside, the air felt different. Heavy. Damp. Like the air hadn't moved in weeks. And then I saw the basement door. It was open. Wide open. The stairs creaked under my weight as I slowly descended. Each step felt heavier than the last, like the house itself didn't want me to go down there. The flashlight on my phone flickered once, then stabilized. The basement hadn't changed. Same cement floor. Same smell of dust and mildew. Same broken shelving unit in the corner. But the temperature was different, colder. Much colder. I shivered, my breath visible in the air. And then I saw it. Her phone. Still lying where I'd found it 6 weeks ago. Right in the middle of the floor, screen shattered, dried smudge of something across the back. I'd handed that phone to the cops. I know I did. They took it as evidence. So how the hell was it here again? I crouched down to pick it up. As my fingers touched it, the light above me popped. Darkness swallowed the room. I stumbled back, dropped the phone. And then I heard it. A low whistling sound. Not like someone whistling a tune, more like someone exhaling through broken teeth. I turned the flashlight back on. It cut through the dark like a knife. There was nothing there. Just rows of old boxes, cobwebs, and a furnace that hadn't worked in over a decade. But the whistling got louder. I swung the light toward the sound, and for just a second, I saw it. Something darted past the far wall. Fast. Crawling low. Limbs too long. I ran up the stairs 2 at a time. The door slammed shut behind me before I even touched it. I don't remember unlocking my car. I just remember starting it and speeding off, hands shaking, vision blurred with tears. But the worst part? When I got home, I checked my phone. A new voicemail. Timestamp, 2:14 a.m. The same time as the call the night before. I didn't want to listen, but I had to. I pressed play. At first, silence. Then, faint crying. Then her voice. I'm cold. It's dark. You promised you wouldn't leave me. I threw the phone across the room. It hit the wall and cracked, but the voicemail kept playing. I could still hear her. I can see you. I unplugged the TV, turned off every light. And yet, I still felt watched. Like something had followed me. Not just out of the basement, but home. That night, I didn't sleep. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw the basement. And her. Or something that wore her face. I tried to stay awake. I drank coffee. Paced the room. Turned the lights on and off just to make sure I still could. But around 4 a.m., I must have dozed off on the couch. And that's when I had the dream. If it was a dream, I was standing in the basement again. Same air. Same chill. Except this time, there was no light at all. Not even from my phone. Only the faint sound of dripping water, like something leaking through the walls. I turned around to find the stairs, but they were gone. Just a wall now smooth and seamless, like they'd never been there. Then I heard her voice again. Closer. Whispering behind me. I turned, and she was standing there. But it wasn't her. Not really. Her eyes were too wide. Her smile too still. Like a mask frozen in place. And she was twitching. Small, jerky movements like something inside her was trying to figure out how to use a body. She reached out to me with shaking arms. I couldn't move. I couldn't even breathe. She opened her mouth to scream, but instead, I heard a ringtone. My ringtone. I woke up on the couch, drenched in sweat. My phone was buzzing on the floor where I'd thrown it the night before. 2:14 a.m. Again. But this time, it wasn't her name. It was mine. My name was calling me. I didn't pick up. I didn't even move. Just watched the screen until the call ended. Then, the phone lit up with a text. Just 4 words. Come back. It's time. That's when I knew this wasn't over. Whatever I left in that basement. Whatever took her, it never let go. And it wanted me back. I don't remember driving back. 1 minute I was staring at the message, and the next, I was parked in front of the old house again. Engine running. Headlights on. Door already slightly open. Like something had decided for me. I didn't want to go inside. I told myself to turn around. To leave. To burn the whole place down if I had to. But my body moved on its own. The door creaked louder this time. Like the house was breathing, expecting me. I stepped inside. The air was thicker now. The lights didn't work. Only the faint glow from my phone lit the hallway. And that's when I saw the photos. Lining the walls. Dozens of them, printed out, grainy, crooked. All of me. Sleeping. Walking. Talking on the phone. Sitting on the toilet. Photos taken through windows. From across the street. From inside my apartment. Someone, or something, had been watching me for weeks. I pulled one from the wall. On the back, written in marker. I never stopped looking. I dropped it and ran. But the house seemed longer now, like the hallway stretched every time I blinked. By the time I reached the basement door, it was already open again. Darkness spilled out like ink. And from below, that sound. The whistling. Softer this time. Like it was waiting. I stood there, hand on the railing, heart pounding so hard I felt it in my teeth. I whispered, "What do you want?" And a voice answered. Not hers. Mine. It spoke in my voice. Calm. Flat. I see. To come back. The floor creaked behind me. I turned, and for just a second, I saw myself standing there. Not a reflection. Not a hallucination. It was me, but pale. Smiling too wide. And eyes that didn't blink. It raised one hand. Same scar on the wrist. Same knuckle cracked from a fight in high school. Then it tilted its head and said, "You took too long." I backed away. My double didn't follow. It just stood there, smiling, head tilted, watching me. I turned and ran down the basement stairs. I don't know why. Maybe part of me thought it was safer down there than with that. But as I reached the bottom, I realized my mistake. There were no walls anymore. Just darkness. Endless, shifting, breathing darkness. And in the center, her. She stood barefoot on the cement, hair covering her face, arms at her sides. I whispered her name. She didn't respond. I stepped closer, and the air got colder. And then she spoke, but not with her mouth. Her voice came from inside my head, like it was echoing through my bones. You never listened. Now you will. The walls slammed shut behind me. I turned, but the stairs were gone. Only smooth black stone, stretching upward into nothing. The light from my phone flickered once, then died. I was trapped. With her. With them. Because I saw them now. Dozens of shapes moving just beyond the edge of vision. Not alive. Not dead. Things that wore the faces of people I once knew. And then I understood. This wasn't a basement anymore. It was something else. A place beneath the basement. A place you only find if you leave someone behind. I don't know how long I've been here. Time moves differently in the dark. Sometimes I still hear her voice, but it's not calling for help anymore. It's laughing. Soft and broken and endless. And sometimes I hear my own voice too. From above. Calling out in the middle of the night. Trying to warn whoever lives in my apartment now. Because the calls never stopped. Every night. At 2:14 a.m.